Fam, thank you so very much for joining me again today. Hope that you've been doing well. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I say welcome, welcome, and welcome. Well, today I am back to talk about something that I'm sure many of you have already heard about because it's all over social media platforms. That is the restraining order that Halle Bailey took out on her ex, baby daddy DDG, just a few days ago. I was so sad to hear about this. It's just really sad for two young people like this, very talented young people, to have to take it this far. And what I don't like is they have the baby in the middle of it, of domestic violence is something that I totally am against. Totally, totally. And domestic violence can be a lot of things. It can be emotional abuse, psychological abuse, finance and economic abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and stalking. Any one of those. Okay, so I do have a clip to share with you that I'm going to do a reaction on. So let's go with that. Allow me to share that with you, and I will be stopping frequently to share my reactions on this whole situation that's unfortunately going on with the both of them, with the baby in the middle of all of this mess. So let's go.
Says she was abused. Now, this is coming
Let's
out as new.
start this over.
Holly Bailey
Okay.
says she was abused. Now, this is coming out as news to her ex boyfriend, according to his live stream. We're going to get into it. DDG of physical abuse. He's been accused. So put it up full mass. So the griot wrote that singer and Little Mermaid star, Miss Bailey, and her child's father, former partner, DDG, made headlines when the news broke that Miss Bailey was reportedly granted a restraining order against him, her ex-boyfriend. This is called a TPO, temporary restraining order, typically granted on face value, requires DDG, whose legal name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., to stay away from the actress and to stay away from her 1-year-old son, Halo, until a June 6th hearing due to his alleged abusive behavior. According to the actress, there have been times multiple acts of violence took place during the relationship and since the couple's breakup. In her court filings, Bailey not only recounts the content creator calling her the B word in front of in front of their son, but also includes photos of bruises and physical harm he allegedly caused. In doc, she claims things got physical in January, and Ms. Bailey says DDG came over to pick up their son, Halo, and she tried to start a convo with the rapper about a child visitation schedule. The next thing I knew, this is a quote, the next thing I knew, things got physical between us, Bailey said, detailing an incident that reportedly took place in January. Quote, we fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain, end quote.
Okay. The first thing I want to say is that where was the baby? Hello. Where was he in all of this? I hope he was asleep. If he wasn't, he was probably traumatized by all of the actions that he saw his dad pulling his mom's hair. Now, he may not know exactly what's going on, but babies can sense things. They can sense when things are wrong. They can sense that. I just pray and hope that this baby was not around when all of this traumatic, devastating abuse was going on, physical abuse. Do you know how this can traumatize a child? Do you really understand how traumatizing this can be? And then for him to, they were in the car because she said he pushed her head or whatever on the steering wheel, and that's how she had a chipped tooth. That's how her tooth got chipped. So I'm thinking the baby was in the car. I don't know if he was asleep. They didn't say any of that. But I thought this was all about Halo. If it's about Halo, why how did the domestic abuse get involved in this? And then it said that this been going on, this physical abuse. At first I thought it had just started maybe, after they broke up or whatever, but I thought I heard that he said that it was mentioned that it happened during their relationship. Now, yeah, they don't need to be together. They definitely don't need to be together. And the thing about it is, if he, and that's DDG, because I've heard some comments that he's made on social media about Haley, or Holly, I'm sorry, not allowing him to just come up and pick up the baby whenever he wants to. No, you're not allowed to do that. And I understand that he also said, that's DDG, also mentioned on social media that he lived quite a distance from her residence. So, I guess he think it's okay that when he's able to, he can just pop up whenever he wants to. No, that's why she wanted to, according to what she's saying, want to set up a schedule. And I think that is conducive to both. To set up a schedule. That's how you raise children together. You just can't just pop up over people's house. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if they're sick. You don't know if they have company. You don't know anything. And if you felt DDG, if he felt like he could not um, set up a schedule to see his son, then take it to court. Just take it to court. Man up, take it to court for the visitation rights. That's all you had to do. But why did y'all find it necessary? I don't know who pat through the first lick. I don't know, because it's three sides to a story. It's Holly's side, it's DDG side, and then it's the truth. So we're just going by hearsay. That's why the judge gave her a restraining order based on face value, because I don't think he had the necessary evidence, but he gave it to her on face value, okay, according to what she's telling him. And maybe she had some of the pictures of her arm and then her tooth or whatever. But I can't wait to the trial. What they say on June, I think it's June the 16th or June the 6th. I'm gonna make sure that I watch that, because that is horrific. This is horrific. It's horrific because they got the baby in the middle of all of this. How you gonna have the baby in the middle of this? How? Why? Y'all supposed to be two consenting adults. You don't know how to, you need to, both of you need to go to a class on co-parenting. I think both, it would be good for both of you to go to a co-parenting class, just to make sure that each understand what that entails, what that means. It's not a one-sided thing. It's not taking sides, because both of you need to understand what co-parenting is. This is the first time both of either one of you have had a child. So I think it's be best to go to co-parenting class. But this is crazy. This is ridiculous. I'm just thinking about the baby. I'm just thinking about Halo, because he's in the midst of this. Do you know how traumatic abuse, a child seeing abuse in his household? Can you imagine that? Matter of fact, I did it is a statistic that impact on children. 1 in 15 children live in homes where one of the parents or a partner of the parent abuses the other adult, and 90% of those children are eyewitnesses to the violence. This is not good. This is not good at all. And that's my main concern. That's my main concern right now, but I'm also concerned about domestic violence. But let's continue to get into this situation, y'all. Let's continue.
In the report, Ms. Bailey claims came to a head when Granberry sent her a series of text messages over Mother's Day weekend while she was vacationing with her son. And she was also with her sister, Chloe. The Little Mermaid star alleges DDG accused her of being on the island with an R&B singer. Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon, Bailey replied.
Now, if this is true, he has absolutely nothing to do about where she is, who she's with, any of that. He has absolute. This is a sign of abuse, a domestic abuse, because they try to be in control of your life. He tried to be control of her life. If this is about Halo, this is about Halo. This is not about who she's with. And that's clearly what she's saying. He is accusing her of being with somebody else. It's not his business. He has absolutely nothing to do with that. Nothing. Okay, let's continue.
In a previous incident in March, when DDG took his custody page to social media, claiming that Miss Bailey wasn't allowing him to see his son, the actress reported multiple incidents. Quote, whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts bad-mouthing me to his several millions of fans, she noted in documents per People magazine. Quote, he claims I'm withholding our son and that I am with other men. He seems...
Now, this is exactly my point. If he thinks she is withholding his son, him from visiting or seeing his son, if he really thinks that, like I said, go to court for visitation rights. Why is he on social media talking about his personal affairs? What is social media gonna do but bad mouth Holly? That's it. They have no control over her or their visitation rights with Halo. None whatsoever. That is one thing I despise is people going on social media airing out their personal business as though social media has your best interest at heart and that they're going to tell you the right thing to do. I don't know with this false sense of security, or maybe he just trying to get people on his side. That was a trick or something that females normally do, not males. So he's out here creating drama like a drama queen. He's on social media. And one thing I can say about uh, Holly is that I'm proud that she did not go on social media. She didn't take it to social media. She took it to a judge. The same thing he should do. Take it to a judge if you think she is withholding your son from visitation. Again, what is social media gonna do but talk? A talk against her. Like I said, he just wants somebody on his side. And I'm not saying that he's a bad dad or anything. I don't know that. I'm just saying that if you think She is withholding your son. Take it to court, not social media. That is not the place to take it. Because what is it going to cause but more confusion? More confusion. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Oh my goodness.
To try to set up drama for his fans. He goes live
Mm-hmm.
ranting about me and alleges that I am keeping Halo from him. This is false. I have requested a set schedule, which he refuses. There's more. She also alleges that DDG creeped her out in March when he showed up at her home, entered without permission, went to her bedroom, and texted a pic of Miss Bailey's empty bed to her, along with the text quote, "Now I know what you've been on. LOL." Miss Bailey says she interpreted the text as DDG accusing her of having sex with other people. And I just got to say, for the record, Miss Bailey, which would be absolutely your prerogative. Absolutely your prerogative. Yeah, it's nothing to do with that. 4 days later, she claims he really exploded when he came back to her house. Miss Bailey told him she and the baby were sick. She didn't want Halo to leave home, and she claims that's when he got verbally abusive, smashed her Ring camera, and ran away with Miss Bailey's phone.
Now that is shown up a drama queen's move. You gonna just come into her house unannounced without permission, and that tells me that, ladies, when you break up with somebody, change your locks, please. Change your locks. I don't know why she didn't change her locks. She didn't think, but regardless, change your locks. Why would he come up, and what gives him the authority, the right to think that he can just creep up in her house, take a picture of her bed, her empty bed, snap the photo, send her that photo in a text, and then say, "Oh, now I know what you're doing"? Wait a minute. I thought this was about the visitation rights of Halo. That's what I'm saying. It's not about the baby. It's about his relationship with her. And from my understanding, he broke up with her a minute ago. So I definitely don't understand why he's doing all of this. Why he is so concerned about what's going on in her life. I'm confused. I'm baffled. And on top of that, y'all, he gonna take her cell phone. Take her cell phone. This is the thing. A real man ain't gonna do all this. He's doing too much. He doing too much. I keep on saying we need to go back to the basics. And because of the things that he's doing, if this is indeed true what she's saying, because of what he's doing, where is his mindset? You don't know if he gonna go off one day for real. So I'm glad she went and took out that restraining order. Cause you don't know where his mindset is. What I always say, mindset is everything. If he doing all this nonsense, and then he is whatever schedule that she's setting up is not good enough. It's not something that he want to see his son so badly. I'm saying badly. But okay, let me go back to the phone. He gonna take her phone and then throw it out the window and call her a ish. Now what kind of mess is that? You supposed to be a dad. How is that a dad? How is that? What are you gonna teach your son if you doing drama, messed up stuff like that? What are you gonna teach Halo? You need somebody to be teaching you. Is it that you don't know how to accept rejection? Did you not have a man in your life that teach you how to deal with rejection? I don't know. I'm just asking because that's the way it's sounding like. But again, he was the one that broke up with her. Is it that he don't want her and he doesn't want anybody else to have her? You know that happens a lot. They don't want you, but they don't want anybody else to have you. And that can be women too. Women, You know, they don't want the man, but they don't want another woman to have a man. I just don't know what's going on with this, but this is indeed scary and creepy. And I'm so glad that she went ahead and took out a restraining order on him, and she documented this nonsense. This is crazy. I keep thinking about Halo. Where's the baby in all of this? I thought this was supposed to be about the baby. It's sounding like it's about DDG and Holly. Well, he's making it about her, at least according to the accusations. Okay, let's continue.
As he drove off, she claims DDG threw the phone out of his window and yelled at her, quote, "Go get it, B word," end quote. The incident prompted Miss Bailey to go ahead and file a police report. And she says she also has the ring footage to back up her side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
According to the judge's orders, DDG must stay 100 yards away from Miss Bailey and stop posting about her and their son on social media. The court is also allowing Miss Bailey to take Halo with her to Italy while she works on her latest film project. Let's put him up. DDG found out about Miss Bailey's restraining order during a live stream, but did not provide a comment on the matter. However, today he posted on X, quote, "I'm chilling, by the way. I have no worries. Streaming later on. No days off," end quote.
Okay, that is the end of this particular video. That I'm at least the part that I'm gonna talk about, but I still want to discuss. The judge saw right through that. If all of this is true of what Holly is saying, the judge, I'm so glad he saw right through this. And the first thing he say, you can't see Halo. No, if you acting crazy like this, you definitely can't see the baby. And you gotta stay away from Holly as well. And on top of that, she can take the baby with her for 2 months. So you're not gonna be you don't mess your chances up from seeing your son 2 whole months. I don't know when the last time you saw him. Okay, so you don't totally mess that up. I love another thing the judge said. You cannot go on social media to discuss this. Yes. I thank you, Judge. Thank you. But what in the world is going on, y'all? I'm gonna tell you, and I say this often. Be careful, young ladies, young ladies, young ladies. Listen, listen, please listen. Be very careful, be very mindful who you have children with, who you procreate with. Be very careful. You don't know their mental capacity. You don't know if they have any type of medical conditions. You don't know anything like that. Most of the time you don't. You know, you just meet this guy and you fall head over heels in love with him, and and that's natural, that's okay, but I think sometimes that you need to slow it down and really investigate and find out and research and talk to people or wherever. I ain't saying you gotta believe everything you hear. I'm just saying you need to find out who you dealing with before you start having babies, because you just never know the mentality. You never know if they have any mental conditions before you start having children by these men. And this is a perfect example. And I'm gonna say that again, that I've seen some videos of DDG saying certain things on social media about Holly, her, specifically about her keeping the baby from him. But this is how you act when someone that you supposedly at least used to be in love with and had a son with. This is how you treat the mother. And when you went over there, when you snuck into the house, so creepy, Instead of doing what you did, like go right to the bedroom and snap a picture of her empty bed, you should have been asking, is there anything that y'all need? Y'all are sick. I know you don't want to go out anywhere, but you need some juice, some cough medicine, whatever. What can I do to make it easier for you to take care of Halo? Or do you want me to like stay here since I live so far away? If you're a good daddy, since I live so far away, to help you take care of him since you are sick as well. No, he want to go and take a picture of her empty bed and send it to her. Then take her phone and throw it out the window and call her ish. Now I'm sure that if he had handled that situation like a real man, Holly would have said, yeah, yeah, stay here and help me with Hello because I'm sick as well. And I just need, that's called co parenting. And that's why I'm saying they need to take a class. I'm not going to leave Holly out. Both of them need to take a co parenting class. But that's just my thoughts, my feelings. But this is one thing I want to say about recognizing the signs of domestic abuse, because this is, y'all, this is getting into that thing of, with his actions, the kind of actions that he is taking. But he's going to have to face the consequences of his actions. Embarrass or make fun of you in front of your friends or family, put down your accomplishments, make you feel like you are unable to make a decision, use intimidation or threats to gain compliance, tell you that you are nothing without them, treat you roughly, grab you, push you, pinch you, shove you, or hit you, just like Holly is saying that DDG did her in the car with the baby in the. I can't just get over that, y'all. I remember, and I have been through that type of physical abuse growing up. I have experienced that growing up as a little girl, and it's hard. It's hard because you hear all the tussling and the fussing and the arguing and all of that stuff, and I know back in the day they used to say, well, I'm gonna just stay, we're gonna stay married for the kids sake. No, don't do that. Don't stay married for the kids sake, because you are mentally uh, messing the kids up by staying together, fussing and fighting and all of this kind of stuff. That's what's happening. You don't stay together because of the kids. Please don't do that. I encourage you to, end the relationship because of the kids. Because the kids don't want to hear all that arguing and fussing and fighting. If you cannot get along, just somebody gotta go. Somebody gotta go. But call you out, call you several times at night, or show up to make sure that you are where you said you would be. Use drugs or alcohol as an excuse for saying hurtful things or abusing you. Blame you for how they act or feel. Pressure you sexually for things you aren't ready for. Make you feel like there is no way out of the relationship. Prevent you from doing things you want, like spending time with family and friends. And try to keep you from leaving after a fight, or leave you somewhere after a fight to teach you a lesson. These are just some of the things to recognize for domestic abuse. And y'all, I can't wait for the June 6th hearing, but tell me what y'all think about all of this. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Please share them. I cannot wait to read your comments and thoughts. But until the next time, I wish you nothing but peace and blessings, and be well. Take care of yourself and each other. And till the next time, thanks for watching.